Nifty morning show number 650. Today we are going to be discussing the highly anticipated, the controversial crypto Undeads mint coming up today. We're going to be making some predictions for the end of the day, in addition to a month from now. So it's going to get a little bit spicy. We're also going to be talking about green all across the board in ETH NFTs this morning. Nick jumping in here.
You're
welcome.
on the wrong mic, Clemente, and also we didn't hear music.
Are you sure? Hey, in the comments, can you give me a thumbs up in the Twitter space if you can hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, or in the YouTube comments.
I can hear you, but you're not plugged into the microphone, dude.
How about now?
Nope.
This is embarrassing. Sorry, guys. One sec.
Absolutely unacceptable, to be completely honest with you here. Nick, how are you feeling today, big dog?
Straight up. Dudes.
How's this? Check 1 2.
There you go.
Check 1 2.
I figured it out.
So you guys didn't hear the banger I was playing for 3 minutes there.
It's literally you typing on a keyboard going
Dude, that's so... You know, I apologize, guys. Just extremely unprofessional. Now I'm seeing the comments.
Nick sounds far away.
More embarrassed about this or on the date you went on last night?
I don't know. I didn't go on a date last night.
Nick, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you guys hear Nick?
Everyone can hear me.
Can you hear me, Nick?
I can hear you.
How do you feel today?
The COVID is progressing through my body. You know, I think we're nearing the end of sort of the symptoms. I thought Pia would be there this morning. Is he not?
No, we have a Bitcoin show today with Dan Held at 10:30. So he wanted a rest. He still wasn't looking too hot. But it should be a good show. It'll be happening at 10:30. So we wanted a little bit of a break before the big show.
Do we have Trevor on today?
Trevor pushed us back. He texted me last night. He's like, hey, we're pushing the mint back 48 hours to Thursday.
He pushed the mint back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. Let's continue with the show.
Okay.
Now that we have all the audio in place there.
Nick, do you have a allow list to Trevor's mint?
No, I don't, which actually brought me to the next question. Why are we letting him on the show?
Oh, because me, Clemente, and Pio all have allow lists. So, of course, he's welcome with open arms.
Yeah.
You all have allow list?
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah, of course. We love Trevor.
Did we give any to the BoDoggos?
No, you had to participate in a pizza party with Trevor to get it. It wasn't like a giveaway.
Where was the pizza party?
Zoom.
Okay.
Hey, shake it off, Big
I
Chief.
was just excluded from this?
Bunny, I see your hand raised. How's the cold over there? I think it was 20 degrees over in the Northeast.
There's a lot of stuff. One thing that I noticed on this show is, right, Pio's had the sniffles last couple days, hasn't showed up. Nick has COVID. It's killed like 6 million people, I think. This guy's still battling through it. I hope the listeners took note of that.
It is something. Nick, you've been powering through, and Nick was on meetings all day yesterday. He was powering through it. One might call it the NFT equivalent of the Michael Jordan flu game of what we're seeing out of Nifty Nick this week. So Nick, yeah, shout out to you, man. You're crushing it. The only, yeah, I'm excited for you, but let's get on with the show. I do want to give a quick.
Like you were struggling there at the end. Was there some?
See, I give you one shout out. No, we're not doing this today. I had something I wanted to bring up, but we'll keep it
pushing, Clemente.
Keep pushing. I want to give a quick shout out to G Bills, who's the BoDoggo of the day, who yesterday scooped up 2 more BoDoggos, some good looking ones. We had the one day at a time hat, and what is that? A tiger skin baller. And then we had the propeller hat BoDoggo. So shout out to G Bills, who's rocking a dead fella. I used to be an ex dead fella PFP holder. Shout out to G Bills.
He actually sent me a DM last night, and he said, why the fuck am I not on that allow list? And why isn't Nick either? That's what he actually sent me in the message. So maybe you should reach out to him and just let him down easily, you know?
Got it. I will. But Signal, let's get on with the show. We got a lot to cover. I'm throw it over to you whenever you are ready for the weather report.
Absolutely, Clemente. The market is sizzling, caliente. It's Tuesday, January 16th. That market volume is coming in at 25 million. You got Blur almost at 18, OpenSea at 5.1, and Solana at 7. If we look at the market leaders, well, the top movers, it's the ETH NFTs. It's just green. It's just green across the board, and it's led by the penguins. They are up 11%. The little penguins, they're up over 20%. The pandas are up over 20% as well, but the apes only up about 5%. So looking good in the animal kingdom. Over the past 24 hours, top story, obviously, Pudgy penguins are once again the winner of the day as they saw a huge pump. They're now over 14 ETH. One wallet yesterday bought 27 Pudgies, 83 little Pudgies at 30 rods and spent over $1 million. As we said, little Pudgies are up 22% and they're nearing 1.3 ETH. Over on Ordinals, we have some controversy as Shadow Hats, they made over 5.5 million last week after selling 600 shadows for 0.2 BTC each, and made their trading debut, however, at 0.1 BTC each. So that was a 50% loss there for anyone that participated in the auction. Apparently, many on Twitter are calling for this to be a dose of reality for the Ordinals ecosystem, which had been very euphoric up until now. Over on Solana now, we have a highly anticipated mint happening today. Everyone's been talking about it. It's Crypto Undeads. At 3 p.m. Eastern today, the project will distribute the NFTs to its pre-sale buyers, and then at 4 p.m. it's going to be the allow list, and that's going to open up at 3. So lots of chatter about where this is going to open up on secondary. We've already got the pre-sale wallet selling for 18 SOL, despite limited information about the collection, including what is the art and exactly what the future plans are. And then lastly, over on the fungibles, it's the Blur token that is continuing to rally. It was up 20% in the last 24 hours to 70 cents as we near the Blast Unlock and Season 3 rewards coming in February. The token is seeing prices we have not seen since April last year, and many are expecting volatility as we head into February. That is all for the weather report. It is sizzling across all chains, NFTs and the tokens, and it is back to you folks in the studio.
Amazing weather report. Thank you, Signal. A lot of stuff to cover there. Exciting. But before we get into covering the meat and potatoes of the show, I'm going to cover some stories from the Nifty Daily Digest. You can sign up at thenifty.com, and it's also posted to Twitter every morning. First story, like we were covering earlier, Trevor and the Bitcoin Ninjas pushed their mint back from Tuesday today at 10 a.m. to Thursday. We'll be having Trevor on the show on Thursday to discuss that. We talked about Blur hitting recent highs, especially here in 2024. The next story is Jupiter Exchange announced that their token will be launching on January 31st. Easy. Is there anything else we need to know about this token launch?
Yeah, they have a meme coin dropping before it as well. Many people are already quickly speculating that the meme coin could, in fact, do better than Jupiter because people love meme coins. I don't know if I agree with that, but hey, listen, I'm not against it by any means. So I'm very, very curious to see what's going to happen with this. People are aping testnet tokens right now to see if that could potentially give some allocation to either the meme coin or some other things. Yeah, dude, it's pretty chaotic right now. They're just aping testnet USDC and testnet JUP. So we'll see what happens. I'm having fun.
So the testnet's going to give them allocation.
That's the speculation. That's the speculation.
Okay, that is the most ridiculous claim ever.
Don't tell me we're not having fun yet, Nick.
So the meme coin is being launched to basically test and get their system ready for the official launch on the 31st.
Yes, sir.
Got it.
That feels weird. Just gonna
Why?
throw that out. That feels a little weird.
Why?
So what happens? So like, let's say an equivalent thing happened in NFT land. And Cole Theorem, the creator of Pudgy Penguins, the original founder, says, we're going to launch another project first. And then he launches that, and he said, but he's been hyping
It's
up.
not their meme coin. They're launching it for a third party. So their whole thing was to launch a token launch pad. It was like what they've been wanting to do. So they're using a client to test the platform.
I still don't understand though that they're it's still confusing for me. It's too much to understand. And I saw Signal sneeze there. Does she have COVID?
No, I do not have COVID. That was just a sneeze. There's no COVID over here.
Okay.
You're looking good, man. I have to say, PO with the sniffles looks worse than you with COVID, which is kind of surprising.
I'm at the tail end though, so you missed this weekend where I just felt awful. So
yeah, I saw him. He looked like shit.
you actually didn't see me.
I know. I'm just assuming.
Okay.
All right, next story from the Nifty Daily Digest. Taproot Wizards quest number 4 is going to be dropping today. That's going to be during their Twitter space tonight at 4 p.m. Eastern. It is associated, I'm assuming, with Quantum Cats, and that will be also, they have their mint coming up next week. Nick right now is looking pretty good for his Sotheby's auction. The leading bid has not changed. It's at $40,000. I'm
Yeah,
getting
but it was never going to change, Clemente. I mean, and anyone who's ever done eBay knows that all the action happens in the last minute. So I think that there's probably going to be not much movement for the next 7 or 6 days now, but put it on like the final day. That's when the action happens.
Yeah, I was getting dunked on yesterday. I was getting called a LARP for being so out of touch that I thought that these Quantum Cats are going to be going for 500K or that one of one would be. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm
Are
catching.
you going to sing the Quantum Cat song?
I don't know what the Quantum Cat song is, but the next story of the
Quantum Cats. That's how it goes. Quantum Cats, where are you?
a kid called Beast.
Quantum Cats.
A kid called Beast.
Where are you?
You guys are about to get taken off stream. A kid called Beast teased their first edition physical collectibles coming this February and will be free to claim to a kid called Beast and Bit Beast holders. So exciting stuff there. The next story is
I thought they were a rug.
Jesus Christ. No. They're still around, Nick.
You don't want to throw that out. You remember when I'm not going to point out who told me that they were a rug.
Whoa. Not a rug. Market making. There's a difference.
There was some questionable behavior coming out of this team.
Yeah, I will agree with that statement. Yes.
All right.
Yeah, there's the founder that also said, yeah, DMs weren't the most positive. Next story is Sappy Seals seeing a little bit of an uptrend here, up 20% in the last 24 hours off the back of, I believe, the Pudgy Penguins pump. Same
Those in Can Pie rally every time.
Yeah.
Every single time.
So a little cute PFP rally here, which is interesting. Last story from the Nifty Daily Digest, we had Mashable do a little Ordinals feature. They said, hey, digital art sales aren't done. These Bitcoin artworks are going for thousands. So we're seeing some mainstream media coverage of Ordinals and of NFTs as of recently, which is exciting to see. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show. I want to start with...
You've been saying a lot of meat and potatoes.
We're going to start with the meat and potatoes of the
Have
show.
you been having a English breakfast, Clemente? A lot of beans with your toast?
I don't have breakfast. I fast. We have crypto Undeads minting today. The timeline that I was looking at that I'm aware of is it's a 10K collection. At 3 p.m., they're doing their pre-sale unlock in this 3 p.m. Eastern time. And at 4 p.m., the allow list sale starts for 3 SOL each. And allow list wallets have been selling for 18 Solana recently. So this is a highly anticipated mint. Easy, what are your thoughts on this? Do you have allow list? And what have you been noticing from your show this morning? I know you guys were talking about it.
Real quick, I just wanted to throw this out there to people in the audience before Easy steps up. If you're having a dating situation, and you're the demographic we're targeting for advice is males here. If you're looking for that sort of advice, just make a request. Let us know. We want to know the story that you're dealing with on the dating front, so we can just break it down for you later in the show. I know that this is not a dating show. This is just a trial run segment that I just came up with right now on the spot, despite what Clemente wrote in the show notes. So if you are dealing with a dating situation, you're single, you're male, and you're having some troubles, sort of like Clemente, or not troubles, but still looking for advice, please raise your hand and request to come on the show, because later we're going to be doing that. Okay.
Easy. Crypto Undeads. Anyways, what I was asking you, please go.
What about them?
What do you like? I know you guys talked about them on the show this morning. What's the sentiment like? Do you have allow list? And what
I have pre-sale. I have pre-sale.
Okay.
So
what
I have 2 of them.
These to you have 2.
Got 2 of them. To be honest with you, I don't know. It's gonna be tough to say. Like some people saying 15. I want to say gut punch reaction is 15 sold out the gate, which is slightly under than pre-sale buyers, which could cause some FOMO, push it down to like 10. Then we should see buyers step in if it dips under double digits, or it just doesn't do that at all and just giga sends. Like I'm talking, this thing just rallies to like 40.
You know your boy Easy. Let's give it up for let's give our boy Easy again. He got on another allow list. He's on another allow list, just making money for himself. Hey, bravo, dude. Bravo. Everyone in the audience is really happy for you.
Like we gave away allow list and pre-sale to the dogs.
We're all really happy for you,
Just
Easy.
saying. We're just
Yeah, but I didn't get on that. Somehow you got on that. So what that means is you put yourself first yet again.
No. See, now you're just making assumptions, and you know what assumptions do, Nick? They make an ass out of you and me. That's what they say. That's the statement that they say. I took a call with the founder. To then get the dogs allow list, and he offered me 2 spots. Was what the conversation happened. He said,
And you
I'll
took
give them
the
to you.
both.
And yeah, exactly. And you didn't call anyone and say, hey, guys, I had a call with the Crypto Undeads team. Wanted to hook y'all up. Thanks so much I appreciate rocking with y'all. Like, I appreciate rocking with y'all. Here you go. Instead, it was like, I'm going to take that cash and put it in my pocket. I'm going to put it in my pocket.
You can take the 6 a.m. call next time, Nick, and keep them both. That's all you. I'm down for
The
it.
boy's underwater, man. Look at him. He looks young. He looks broke today, and he's underwater with a bag of copium. So, give the guy a break. He needs to make his cash back. No, Easy. I want to know, right? So this is hyped. This is really hype because obviously everyone's been talking about across all chains. When was the last time there was this much hype on a mint on Sol? Like, what was the pre-sale? Where did it open? Like, how did trading do? And what were the conditions?
Oh man, that's tough. Mad Lads, maybe, which is crazy.
What was the pre-sale on that?
Oh man, to be honest with you, because it was wallet based, I think those were selling for 10. Before that was Trip and Ape Tribe.
How much you make on that one?
I didn't get Trip and Ape Tribe.
Sorry, but Nick, can we just talk about price action here? It's like the biggest mint of the year so far. So we got pre-sale going at 18. Where do you think like this opens up, where it could and where potentially it could be a good buy-in when it like eventually pulls back? Because it always pulls back.
Yeah, I mean, the issue with this right now is that no one's seen art, so no one knows what it even looks like. So like that's got a lot of people a little bit worried. That's the thing. I'm like, if this thing dips under 10, then I'm interested. Then I'm like, okay. But even then, I feel like I don't want to be buying this at 10. I'd rather sit on Solana. Like all crypto right now is showing signs of strength and rebounding nicely off the lows that I almost would rather sit spot.
This team is a bunch of bullshit, okay? I just want to throw that out there. This crypto undead bullshit. Let me just explain something. They're running with the narrative like, yo, the Solana side needs an actual legitimate PFP. Hello. Secondarily, they're like, we're bringing people over from ETH. Do you realize that like something like 50% of our BoDoggo's mint was actually minted in ETH? That's what went on there. And they're talking about like they're the fucking champion of Sol. Dude, they haven't been on Solana until the thing started pumping. We were in the midst of the bear. And everyone's like, now I understand that crypto Twitter hypes anything up as long as they can get access to anything. So I'm not mad at crypto Twitter. I just feel like this team is just disrespectful and oh, you got a CryptoPunk? I got a CryptoPunk too. So this is not the first one created by a CryptoPunk, but they're part of some secret cabal.
Yeah.
Some secret cabal that they're part of where he started another NFT 3 months prior in order to pump this NFT up. So what the hell is going on here, people? We need to get to the bottom of this scam because these Anon founders, which then get an NFT Now feature. What is going on? What is taking place? How much did NFT Now get paid out of that? Like what they weren't.
My assumption's 22 pre-sale spots, Nick. I don't have any of that information, but I'm just throwing a number out there.
They're not on the beat. They didn't call us. They're not doing investigatory research or like tracking the market at all. They're basically like literally at a cocktail party, handshaking it up with this CryptoPunk founder and basically saying, oh, you want a feature? You got a punk? Yo, we love people like you. We're going to hook you up. we're going to give you this narrative. The guy's has an Anon title. Who the fuck is this? Like, what is this? I'm just getting tired of this bullshit narrative that's coming around which this guy's trying to lead with, and we're okay with that. Easy. Don't stand for that shit, man.
I'm not standing for it, Nick. I'm flooring both of them the second that they hit my wallet, Nick. They're both going right to the floor. I'm accepting bids. I'm not even going to list them. I'm just going to accept the highest offer immediately. I do not stand with this. I don't stand with the narrative. I'm here for us, Nick. That's what I'm here for.
If you were really here for us, you wouldn't mint. You would stand.
All right.
You would give one of us. You would give one of us your second spot. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's fair. You know what? We can do that. I'll give one of you the second spot right now. You have to play rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins gets it.
That's not how we're doing.
Let's go.
No, that's not. No, guys, it's already Signal. I won. Sorry. Go ahead. Signal. Go. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Okay,
ready?
Easy. Come on.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Wait, give me. Wait. Oh.
3,
okay, I'm doing it against Nick.
2.
Okay.
Yeah. Against Nick. 3, 2, 1. Go.
Got you. I got you.
I got you.
I won.
We'll solve this afterwards, but let's get either way. People are. I'm the Twitter comments we're seeing. People are agreeing with you, Nick, and I think largely the people that are agreeing with us are the ones that don't have pre-sale. The weird thing is, you have people that have pre-sale that might agree with us, but they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna make a 10x on this or whatever it is, an 8x on this." So I'm happy with the way it is. It is either way. They successfully marketed their collection. They have us talking about it.
Exactly.
It's 6x
and Clemente, that's the point there. I was listening to the founder on Beachx Space, and this is exactly what the point he was saying is that he's looked at a lot of other projects about how they've done their marketing, what's been successful, what's been a failure, and he's choosing to use this ingredients of the strategy, whereas essentially there's no promises of a future expectation, and the art being hidden, just flat out speculation, right? And we all know what that fuels, but it's fueled the speculation to the point where the pre-sale is going for 18. So whether you agree with that, whether you don't disagree with that, he's had a very, very strong marketing initiative for this project. To go on to then become like the real PFP project over on Solana and Punk, and sort of be that sort of Punk's status. I think that's something that will happen over the long term. That's a long-term move, and that might not happen. But I think that what they have done right is just come out with a really, really strong left hook on the marketing, and it's worked. Long term, we'll see where it lands.
Has there ever been a project like this where it's mysterious, people don't know, and it ends up delivering? Easy, I see you nodding.
I don't know if we'd say it ends up delivering, but like this gives me like a Goblin Town style of emotion initially, where it's like uncertainty, speculation. We ended up seeing the art. It was absurd, but it's tough to say. Like,
we're comparing it to Goblin Town?
No, I'm just saying from the mystique aspect of it, the mysteriousness, the uncertainty.
Dude,
that's a big thing.
This thing is a complete scam. Hey, real quick, Clemente, pull up the private chat because I think this is an important news story that we need to break here. Filecoin Foundation has successfully deployed IPFS in space. This is a huge news story, probably one of the biggest news stories in crypto. Never mind that I'm a holder of Filecoin, and this news just came across my desk. But Filecoin Foundation has completed a first-of-its-kind mission deploying the IPFS system, interplanetary file system, in space. The recent demonstration involved sending files from Earth to orbit and back, using an implementation of the IPFS protocol designed for space communications. This was conducted with none other than Lockheed Martin developed software, demonstrated how IPFS, a decentralized content distribution system, can bring the benefits of decentralized technologies to space to enable better communications across long distances and resilience in challenging environments. Here's the bottom line, Clemente. We're not just going to be communicating with ourselves soon, thanks to Filecoin. We're going to be communicating with aliens.
Would you say there's a bigger story than the Bitcoin ETF? This overthrows the biggest story in all of crypto, as Pio was saying last week. This is now the biggest story.
Potentially one of the biggest stories. It's weird because crypto Twitter has not been discussing it at all. For some reason, Filecoin is slightly down on this news, which was shocking to me. It's actually down since I purchased it. But my expectation here is that people rally on this interplanetary news.
Yeah, this is an interesting narrative. We have an interplanetary token. You know what else I feel like people aren't talking about, Nick? ETH NFTs.
They're cooking.
They're
cooking.
cooking right now,
Cooking.
right? And so I've been doing some research. People were calling me out yesterday. They were DMing me like, yo, dude, do you even do your research? Do you even know what you're talking about? I'm like, yeah, I know my research. I know what I'm talking about. This is what I thought was interesting about ETH NFT. So I want to break this down real quick. I was comparing NFT market volume. I was talking about this before. The weekly volume compared to last year to this year is basically lining up to a T. We saw ETH NFT volume ramp up towards the end of the year in early December. Same thing happened this year. At this time last year, we were doing $200 million in weekly volume. This year, we're doing $180 million in weekly volume. Last year, we saw weekly ETH NFT volume reach a peak right after Valentine's Day during the Blur airdrop. And I feel like that could be a very similar thing where it could basically see a 3 to 4x in daily volume.
Was that Blur or other deed? Or was the other deed airdrop?
It was a Blur airdrop 2023. That caused this big spike, which is basically a 3.5x in weekly volume that I'm expecting. Yet, I feel like people aren't really talking about this. So, from my perspective, it feels like it's a very airdrop farming, meme coins. People aren't too interested in ETH NFTs other than the cute ones right now. Obviously Pudgy penguins, but when I look at a collection like Oni Force, for example, 0.75 or 0.85 now, that reached an all-time high of 2 ETH, to me, that seems like a pretty good buy. I don't know about what you think, Nick. I see you processing. Anything to add on to that? Agree? Disagree? Am I crazy?
Clemente is buying once the market's pumping yet again. Why don't you wait for this pump to actually fully execute so you can buy it at the top?
I think we
Why
have
is Nick being a bully today, man? He's
Sorry,
just being really
my
mean.
apology. Hey, look, I want to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. Yo, I'm coming out saying whatever I want. Okay, real quick, dude.
I knew you were gonna fucking say that. I knew it.
Jump on Dead Fellas.
All right, what are you buying then, dude? Nick, you and I, we can do a trading challenge, ETH NFTs, and I dominate. I would dominate right now. If we want to do that.
Yeah, but Clemente, if we're doing that,
the only one's a good one. I was going to say the only one's a good one, I think. Not here, not at 0.85, but it is a good one.
But if we're doing that, we got to do like 0.1 ETH due to Clemente's bankroll here.
You know what NFTs I think are really going to pump here is definitely Moonbirds. They're going to definitely retrace back to the previous price that I had so that I can get my money back. That's what I'm expecting to go down here. I will say they've pumped off of they went sub 1 ETH for a moment. They did test that bottom level. They're back up to over 1.1. So I'm just saying, you had almost a greater than 10% gain, potentially 15% gain on Moonbirds. Is that not the maximum upside potential alongside Filecoin?
This is crazy. The self-pumping is wild. Easy. Do you feel like the upside, though? My one concern with Oni Force, with some of these ETH NFTs, the upside feels really limited, that people aren't really interested in a 20, 30% gain. They're going for a 2x. They're going for a 3x, and that's where their attention is, for example, in meme coins instead of an ETH NFT. They seem boring.
I mean, yeah, dude, like you're better off just buying stocks if you want like a 10, 20% gain. Like that's just boring, dude. Like give me a 5x. If not, I'm not really interested about it. On top of this too, I'm more baffled that Nick is just shamelessly shilling here.
Yeah.
Like my man has mentioned Filecoin more times today than I've seen it on the timeline in 2 years.
Look, it's just a joke, okay? It's just a joke. No one's anticipating Filecoin. I will say the Filecoin fuckheads were celebrating this news, though. So we're all pretty excited
Your
about.
Telegram chat is going crazy.
Off Filecoin and back onto NFTs. Clemente, I actually like your Oni Force play. I think it can definitely do more than a 2x. Look at what Pudgies have done just with the speculation that the token is coming. I think PO got in around 9 ETH. I want to say
I think a
end
little
of
lower.
November.
Yeah, I
Or-
think he was.
yeah, just like
Sorry.
yeah, so like somewhere around there, and then it's already touched 15. So that's in less than 60 days. Yeah, so yeah, that's in about 40, like in 40 days, I think. And I think if you position yourself and just be patient, like don't expect the play. You do actually pick good plays, but I think your timeline sometimes is a bit too fast. Like you expect it to do that 2x like or 3x like in the next 2 weeks or the next 7 days. Just pick the ones that you're confident in and then just let it ride out. Like Captains is a perfect example where you had to sit on that for basically 6 months, but the payday was actually worth it. So you're picking the right collections, but change your timeline.
The longer you sit on it too, the lower your cost basis becomes. That's just how math works, So PO actually got in at 7.4 ETH, which is like he has a clean 2x here, and I think he was buying littles.
And he bought littles, and there's the speculation of a token. So when you put all that together, I definitely think that Pudgies can actually run more. I mean, the guy who swept yesterday, according to Cyrus's tweet, was already a long-term holder. So in Cyrus's tweet, he says that the guy hasn't sold any Pudgies for like 7 months, and he's already like putting in an extra $1 million into the collection. And it's extremely bullish for the Pudgy ecosystem. So I still think there's more to run there because most people haven't even caught on to that conviction yet.
There's a lot of stuff going on with it too. Like that layer 0 thing's really interesting to me. I mean, Pio's messaging me here too. He got 11 littles all under an ETH. He's up nearly 10 ETH right now in just unrealized gains in the face of ETH appreciation. And his target is $500,000 within a full calendar year just on his Pudgy exposure.
This is crazy.
I think could happen. I really think that could happen.
I want to apologize for a lack of professionalism. We're just all pumping our own bags today. Easy pumping crypto Undeads. Nick pumping Filecoin.
I haven't pumped shit.
Now we got Pio pumping Pudgy Penguins.
All right, you want to talk about the stupid pinto beans?
No,
Let's get to it. I saw you bought one.
I'm not talking.
You round tripping it for a third time, bozo. Let's get into it.
So I bought a bean yesterday at 0.4 ETH. I'm up 3% on that.
What was the bottom?
The bottom was I sold.
Yeah, where'd you sell the first one? 0.12?
Oh, 0.23. 0.23.
Okay.
I'm back, dude. Bean Boy's back. I bought this thing.
Okay, hold on. You sold the first one. You bought the first one at 0.23 or sold the first one at 0.23?
I bought one at 1.3.
Okay, sold it at 0.23.
No. So bought one at 1.3, sold it at 1.05. Bought one at 0.55, sold it at 0.45. Bought one at 0.35, sold it at 0.2. So I'm down 0.4, which I expect to make back. I would sell this at 0.75 ish. I would sell.
Too bad no one wants to buy it from you. That's
Anything else? You think that's a bad buy? 0.4.
I have no idea. I just think it's funny that you're swinging for 0.05 trades. You're sounding like a Solana trader right now.
This is okay, cool. No, I you know what, Nick? You're this disappointing.
Are you trying to come up with an insult?
You okay? Your brain just stopped.
You guys are just all sleeping on so many different places. You guys are sitting on your high horse.
Last night I slept pretty well. That was the first time in a while.
You guys made all your money early last year. You guys were early to NFTs. I was later, right? So you guys are sitting pretty. You guys are fat and happy. I'm still hungry. I'm going to outtrade you guys in 2024. I'm
not sitting fat and happy. I just got my anticipated tax bill from last year's gains. Apparently I'd sold the ape at the beginning of last year. So I owe something like $25,000 on that. And all I've been doing is moving all my cash into crypto. And I bought some treasury bonds, which means my money is locked up. And so I got to move money around in order to pay for these taxes, which is pretty frustrating. So it ain't all that easy, Clemente. It's not as simple as you think.
I want to talk about the shadow hats.
No acknowledgement.
I want to talk about the Magic Eden and Ordinals. Disappointment, controversy. I don't know what I'd call it, but Nick, did you see the shadow hats dilemma that went on yesterday?
I did not. Tell me about it.
So on Ordinals, these guys raised $5.5 million last
I
week.
did see you tweet about this.
600 NFTs for 0.2 Bitcoin each. Last night, they started trading at 0.1, which is, so people are down 50%. People that minted, this was kind of a disaster and people weren't too happy. It feels like a little bit of a reality check for Ordinals. Easy, do you feel like we might be seeing a little bit of choppy waters for Ordinals next week with the increase in supply from the ninjas, increase in supply from the quantum cats? No,
I don't think so. I mean, you're definitely going to see liquidity cycle, but Bitcoin bags are much different than like most of these other chains. Like these dudes just have money, like a different level of money. It's like actually kind of insane how much cash they have on hand. And despite these mints supply quote increasing, I just think that it's going to be a lot of people continuing to get exposure to different ecosystems. In this case, they're going to be looking at things like TO's Bitcoin ninjas, and Trevor's like a Bitcoin OG. So like, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think a lot of people are anxiously waiting for Taproot, which quantum cats are giving them like some taste of in advance. So to me, I don't think it's going to be bad at all. I think if anything, this is actually a pretty good thing, in my opinion. It'll be interesting to see where the market takes it, though. I do think we see some pullbacks across some collections, but overall, I think that liquidity will cycle back as people take profits. These shadow hats, though,
0.075.
yeah, like they're not cheap. Like that's not cheap. Like that's
Well, it keeps dropping in price as well. You know, it's tough for the shadow cabal here. Dude, these things look stupid as hell.
The art definitely looks worse at 0.075. Yeah, this is not great. I also noticed we had NodeMonkes pull back a little bit. They rallied a bit to 0.23. Now they're down to 0.18 Bitcoin. The way I'm looking at it, my thesis on Ordinals is there are so few collections that you can buy right now. There's 4 or 5 quote unquote quality collections. What I was saying was that as supply goes up over time, what's going to make NodeMonkes hold at 0.18 Bitcoin, right? And I know, Easy, you're saying that there's a lot of money in there, but I don't know. I feel like a month from now, 2 months from now, these will be at lower prices than what we're seeing today compared to the Taproot wizards of the world, the Bitcoin ninjas. I think they're going to take liquidity away and extract from some of these. They can't just keep going up forever. Bunny, I see you have your hand raised. Anything to add here?
Yeah, I mean, with the shadow hats, I honestly think people were just buying like an $8,000 scratch off and trying to get the handful of ordinals that were sub 1K inscriptions.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, there were a few that were sub 1K, so I think everybody was just trying to get those and then dump.
Well, there you go. That makes a ton of sense. So how do you get a sub 1K inscription and then inscribe it? Like I don't understand. How does that go down?
so they inscribed them early. Like they've had them. They've owned the sub 1K inscriptions.
Were they revealed at that point in time?
No, you can. I'm fairly certain you can inscribe over an inscription that you own and put a different image on it.
That's what we discussed before, and I said that, and then people were telling me that I'm smoking crack. So it's not really clear. Does that mean you could overwrite the art on Ordinal MaxiBiz?
Those might be immutable. Like there's ways to make them immutable, I'm fairly sure.
Rick Starr saying you can inscribe over an inscription. We saw the quantum cats of quote unquote evolve their inscription, and I believe it's going to keep happening.
Quantum cats.
Quantum cats.
Okay, we're having anyways, we're gonna keep talking. We have anyways, I'll talk to you.
I need to take my medication. Sorry, I apologize, Clemente.
I'm trying to stay focused, and we're yeah.
Where
anything else on the Ordinals front? Easy signal. I transferred money. I created a fresh Xverse wallet. I transferred money from it for the Bitcoin Ninjas mint in preparation of it. It took 30 minutes and I paid $12 in transaction fees. I'm like, okay, I hope I sent it to the right one. We'll find out in 30 minutes. And I did, but it is a completely different ecosystem that we're dealing with here. And I'm excited to start getting my hands dirty with it. I got some Bitcoin sitting in my wallet. I might buy a little Bitcoin puppet at 0.02. I'm feeling a little frisky.
You're not going to buy a Bitcoin puppet, Clemente.
Why didn't you just buy Bitcoin? Like it's like it's pretty much chopping here. Like no, but seriously, like I think there's definitely gonna be some collections which will be like worth holding. The shadow hats or the puppets, I have no idea, but there's definitely, like, because it's early, there's definitely a couple of collections that are cementing themselves as these are the ones which, even if they pull back, they're gonna come back later on in the year. We've got action across all chains at the moment. I don't think you can really make a mistake if you choose the right collection across the chains. I don't know if the puppets is really the one to go for, Clemente, over on there. You're probably better off putting that actually in Bitcoin now, as we see a bit of a sell-off. The ninjas, I think that's a solid collection to be in over on Ordinals. I think anyone who is building in a space, has been in a space a long time, is turning up, your Monday to Fridays, your 9 a.m. to 11:30, your 9 a.m. to your 10:30 slots. Like the creators in the space, those are good projects to be in. So one of the reasons why Taproot Wizards, people like the founders, people like Trevor, like pick the collections, I think, now where the creators, them, they're there every day, they have status within the community. Those are the collections you want to be in, even if they pull back, and then you'll see more price appreciation later.
Yeah, I've literally haven't done anything with my Bitcoin since I've been buying. I buy just a little bit every week. I've been slowly DCAing. But on that front, on the crypto front, now that we have the Bitcoin ETF basically just not being the narrative that everyone was expecting, Easy, do you expect crypto, when you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, to pretty much chop in the next couple of months? What are you expecting there?
I've kind of had my thesis on it for a little bit of time now. Like I said, 7 to 14 days before we really start to get some legs again. And we're approaching that 7-day mark. And it seems like the lows have been in once again. I like the charts here a lot. Like Bitcoin holding 42K was really what I wanted to see. Solana saw its 96 last night before kind of consolidating again. Damn, it's selling right now.
Yeah.
Sheesh, that's a piss missile down. I'll tell you that much. Okay.
Wow. So is Filecoin, despite the news. I'm noticing that on the charts right now. Filecoin breaking below previous support levels. This is difficult for the Filecoin fuckheads.
Yeah, this is not ideal. Well, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, I don't mind this. I've seen a lot of people calling for 40K Bitcoin, Easy. What do you make of that?
I don't want 40K Bitcoin, Clemente. I would like 42 to hold. That's kind of the big number I'm hoping. If we don't, 38K seems a little bit more reasonable, but it's not pretty. It's not pretty. I want to see 91 hold on Sol.
Where is 42 coming from? Where like what is that number based on?
Zoom out.
If I look at the daily, the range that we're in basically has us going down to at least 41, 134, and then below that is like 38, like you're saying.
Literally where his mouse is right now, 26th of December, we're looking at that 42 area. January right into the 2024. Slight breakdown right before 2024. I got 42K on my charts, Nick.
It's weird because on I'm looking at 41,119 is where I got it on the daily. But it depends on over what duration you're looking at. 42 is another level. Regardless, dude, basically we've had one of the like a huge run. If you zoom out, and here I'll pull up my my charts for those that are on YouTube, and I'll verbally articulate this to those that are on Twitter. Give me one sec. So we've had this like solid run, which I look at here.
Oh, that's a bear flag.
What are you talking about?
Look at that right here on this daily. That little breakdown off the red candle at the bottom there. The last 4 days, right there. That's forming a bear flag in the short term.
You're going like this. You're saying?
Yeah. Like very off a breakdown right into a bear flag is not what you want to see.
I don't know, man. I like the levels that I'm looking at off of this chart. We're still technically in an uptrend as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not as bearish here. This is the level that I'm looking at on the charts. And then the next level I was looking at is down here, basically. So I just don't see, this doesn't feel that bearish for me. What I will say is it feels bearish for my 401k account because I migrated some of my losing stocks into FBTC with my Fidelity 401k. Fortunately, it wasn't too much, but it ain't helping the portfolio as a whole at this moment in time, this does not look awful to me. I see what you're trying to trade these like the past couple of days.
I'm not scaling out, but this is like, in my opinion, a pivotal area. If we break above, uptrend stays intact. If we break below, I do think we see more sell pressure.
You're trying to give me something like that?
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm just not on the same page. Maybe that happens. If so, it would make sense that we end up going from, so we went from 46 top of the flag to 42. So we get another 4K off of this middle, which would bring us down to 38, which is literally right here. So I don't think it's out of the question, but I don't care if we're at 38 or if we're at 47. Like it's this range has been traded since December. And overall, if you just zoom out, we've had on the weekly, I mean, this has been a great run for Bitcoin. So I still feel, even on the weekly chart, like we just have not yet broken down. So I don't know. It, like, a lot of people selling off. This is I'm still accumulating any crypto I can to a degree that may be irrational and irresponsible. But look, if it breaks down, it's an opportunity for buys. I like, at this point in time, I just feel like we're still in an uptrend, and that's where we're at. So until it breaks down, yes, the short-term chart that you're looking at, Easy, could be indicative of a further breakdown, but there's no negative catalyst, bearish catalyst at this point in time. So that's why I'm just hesitant to call it. And at this point, it feels like a flip of the coin as to whether or not we actually see this breakdown further. I'm still on the bull side of things. That's where I'm feeling. Solana still on an uptrend from before. This chart I've had drawn for an extended period of time. We're just riding up against that support that we've had since goes back to October. So I don't know. It's hard for, like, is there a catalyst at this point to just break through the uptrend and give us another pullback? And I don't feel, I just don't see it at this moment in time. And in fact, the other thing I was looking at was this Sol ETH trend. It had this weekend, it had a huge run for a moment. We saw a big run on Sol meme coins. There's the energy of the market is for this to go up. That's what I'm seeing right now. We haven't seen the MACD flip, is what Kicks would be saying with this, but this looks like it's crawling, and we're seeing the trend about to flip. I just think we're seeing what's happened is a lot of people that got into Bitcoin and GBTC and some of these other things before have sold out because their gains have been accumulated. And now what we're shifting to is more of a long-term accumulation. I'm feeling pretty comfy right here. I'm not.
Nick's spitting facts right now.
So I don't know. Like, unless there's some major catalyst that comes in, I will say this DXY trend is the thing to be looking at. As Easy would say, we're just seeing a massive run on the DXY. And
but it looks overbought. Exactly.
So what's going to happen here? This pulls back. Crypto goes on another run. We continue the uptrend. Maybe DXY has switched its direction at this point in time, but it just feels like I'm still holding my position with crypto.
That's higher highs and higher lows on the weekly, though. I don't like that a lot
for the DXY.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's crypto doesn't exclusively trade off of this, so that's why I'm just. It feels pretty good to me. The biggest thing that we're looking at, the only negative news that came in, was that news the other week that we saw off of the inflation situation, which to me and to Signal, despite everyone else who seems to be in la la land, we both thought, yeah, so this means that interest rates are going to stay higher for longer. That's the bottom line is of what we anticipate. that's a general environment where you're not full risk on. So we're still waiting for that. The market may have moved a little bit prematurely, and we saw a huge bull run from the stock market. We've seen a huge, although the VIX is increasing at this point, but we're seeing a pullback a little bit, consolidation after a huge bull run for the stock market over the past since like end of October. We've seen the S&P go from 4,100 up to 4,700. That's a huge move on the stock market. You're seeing 20% gains in a 3-month period of time. That's big. So usually the market does not do those sorts of runs. So I don't know. It just feels like maybe it's a cool off period. The government's not printing money like they did during COVID. So yeah, we saw a huge run in crypto. We saw a huge run in the stock market. Let it chill for a moment. Just let it chill. I'm not exiting though, and I'm not yet convinced that that's the place to go. And if I'm betting my 401k, yeah, the Bitcoin ETF purchase I got is probably down like 20% or something like that. But I'm not about to just exit out of it. In fact, I would try and buy more with any stuff that I have, because I do have full conviction, and nothing in our thesis has changed to indicate that suddenly Bitcoin is not going to 4x or 3x in the next 2 to 3 years. So do I think I'm gonna get the same thing in the stock market? No. So I'm just holding this position. I don't give a shit if the thing drops by 20% at this point in time, and it would be a healthy pullback.
Nick, I know you were doing quote unquote FOMO buys. Basically, you felt underexposed to crypto in the last month and a half, and you've been buying in size. How do you feel about your overall position now? / do you have kind of a plan for the next month or two if we chop? I'm curious what you make of it now.
If we pull back and my treasury bonds finally mature, I wanted to pull back. I actually wanted to dump so my treasury bonds mature in February, and I can buy more. I feel like I'm late to the party, basically. My FOMO buys do not feel way off. Maybe the Filecoin one, but that was like $2,000. Maybe the Moonbirds buy, maybe that was a little bit off. I'm down, 30% on that buy at this point in time. I'm not feeling great about that. But dude, I think we're just accumulate. Basically what happened was I wasn't accumulating fast enough, and I'm trying to play catch up. I feel like my goal was, how do I get to 5 million by the end of this cycle? And I feel like I'm on track for 3 million. Woe is me. Okay. So that's the 2 to 3 million, I will say, is what my expectation of my portfolio that has crypto exposure at this moment in time. That's upwards of anywhere from the high end, I think a 10x here. And that's ridiculous, but I feel like it's positioned for that. And the area that I'm looking at, that which we've been saying over and over and over and over again, we got Solana, we got Avalanche, we have Bitcoin. Those are the main holdings that I have. I have some NFTs that I got my Punk. I have a couple of other items that are in there, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. So I'm heavily exposed, and I think that if you include my NFT bags, I'm sitting on basically $500,000 of crypto exposure at this point. And I think for that to go up 4, 5, 6x feels like a reasonable expectation at this point. If it went 10x, holy shit, I'm feeling good at that point. And that's what I would love to have happen. And then I finally get to own a studio apartment.
Heyo, in Miami, you get a badass one. You get out of New York.
1-bedroom apartment at that point in time.
Before we wrap, Easy, are you still DCAing Solana now that it's back under $100?
Yes, sir.
Every day?
Have not every day. Haven't changed.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Any
I got
closing?
the rules set and I just forget about it, to be honest.
Signal, anything to add before we wrap the show on what we've covered, either just now or over the entire show?
No, I like where we are in the market right now. I agree with Nick. I think it's still a good time. I think there was probably too much hype around the ETF, and I like the choppiness that we're seeing here. And I think it's still a good time to accumulate. Like, I think everyone's expecting this one point where we just blast off, and it doesn't work like that. We're not just going to go to 69K tomorrow. Like, there's still time to accumulate at this range. And I like it. Yeah. So I know the market's fun right now. Choose a chain and just like be in the trenches on it. And like you can find really good plays. I think this is the time to just put your head down, have fun, and don't lose focus. Don't try and be everywhere at the same time. Just pick what you know, and you'll do well in the next 6 to 12 months.
You couldn't have said it better myself. That's exactly why I bought beans last night. That's what I'm most familiar with. I'm just sticking to my wheelhouse. But that's our show, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. In 30 minutes, Pio is going to be going live on the Bitcoin show with Dan Held. So if you want to tune in, the link is pinned up top. It should be a great one. It'll also be live on video. We're super excited for this one, but we will see you all tomorrow at the same time.